What's up guys, welcome back to the next part of the Hack and Slash tutorial series. In this video we're going to expand upon our combo system. So we added the stinger attack from DMC. If I move forward and click my light attack input, I'll do a stinger attack or dash towards the enemy. I also added the dodge attack similar to Nier Automata. So if I dodge and I attack, player would play a dodge attack. Now we also improved the crasher, so we can pretty much keep a really solid combo going. So after the third attack of our air combo, we can crash into the ground quickly, snap back to the ground to keep our enemies on their toes. So if you guys want the project file, join me on Patreon. Without further ado, let's get started. Oh, welcome back. In the last video we worked on the aerial combat system and added the slam attack. So in this video we're going to expand on our combo system. We're going to add the stinger attack from DMC, and we're going to also add the dodge attack from Nier Automata. So without further ado, let's get started. Before we do that, I want to clean up some of the code and want to make some modifications to the anim montages to make it feel a lot nicer. So let's start with organizing the code, make it look and operate more better. Just organize it in general, just so it doesn't look too messy. And while we're at it, we can add some more comments. So let's do that. So now let's head over to the enemy and let's clean up a bit of the code here. As you can see, it's quite messy. So let's make another event graph and call it damage EG. Head over to our event graph and we're pretty much going to grab a lot of this stuff here. So pretty much almost everything. But the main thing we want to grab is the main thing we want to grab is the damage event. So this thing, which is quite long. So I kind of want to move everything out of the way just so we can access it. Okay, there you go. Just cut it and then paste it in here. Now we're going to compile, see if we get any errors. Right, perfect, no errors. Now these two we could also move over. So let's cut those, paste these up here, organize them a little bit. Right here to Alright. See, we're getting some errors here. These ones we can just probably refresh. Launch. Hold on. In our variables components, we have two timelines that don't have names. So let's call this Crasher. Then call this launch timeline. So this one is going to be a launch timeline. There you go. Perfect. So we shouldn't have any issues now. Let's give it a test run after we clean up a bit more. So right here, we're going to add some more anim montages, or organize our anim montages. So everything goes into damage type exception, launch. Guess we need to make a new category called air. Awesome. Alright, now let's give this a quick test, make sure everything's still working. Right, yeah, everything seems to be working. So one thing I want to modify is our animations for our player. So let's open up our player and modify some of the aerial animations, such as the launch. I want to modify this a little bit. I think this one maybe a bit later. I feel like we just launch into air and we're already smacking the enemy already without any like a bit of delay. One thing I want to change is this. I feel like we should leave that 0.2. I feel like we're kind of snapping into it. I don't really like how that looks. So let's give it a test, see how it looks and feels. Yeah, a lot better, a lot nicer already. Now I don't like the blend from the other two animations, so I'm going to do the same. Keep them all at normal. 3, 2. Now I also want to increase the speed a little bit, so 1.25. Now I want to do that with all of the animations. So 1.25. Okay, now let's give it a try. Maybe it's a bit too fast. So maybe 1.15 is good enough. Okay, so this one should look a lot better. Yeah, much nicer. Let's try Crasher. Things seems to be working. Yep. Awesome. So let's just save this. Now another thing I want to do is in our crasher attack. So let's find a crasher. Set over to our heavy attack. Did we promote it to a variable? Yes, we did. Crasher animation. Also want to add the heavy attacks. So maybe around here. I also want to add the light, save light and save heavy. Save light. And then another track. And that's save heavy. Save heavy attack. It's gonna be just a bit after the save dodge. Maybe we could actually push the light attack, or maybe a little bit before the dodge. Heavy attack, maybe just about the same. Yeah, so let's give it a try, see how it looks and feels. Hold on. Okay, so when we crash onto the ground, our state does not reset, or our index does not reset. So inside our crasher event, so right here in this section, the play crasher, not only do we want to clear our variables, we also want to clear the index. So we want to grab light attack, index, and we want to clear it. That should fix that issue. Now let's give this a try. Now another thing is I also want to change this blend out again. Back to linear. I feel like it's kind of snapping to it. Doesn't feel quite nice. Let's give it a try. Okay. So I want to change the speed here to 0.8. 0.9. Okay, now let's see how it feels. Yeah, so it's a bit better. I also want to change the health here for the enemy. I feel like it's dying way too quick, and I can't really get a good test. I think I have found a bit of an issue earlier. Couldn't really attack when we were so we crashed. We couldn't really attack right after. So let's drop this up to like 1,000, just so he doesn't die that fast. Yeah, so there's a bit of an issue. If we crash, we can normal attack, but then once we launch again, we can't attack anymore. So I want to see what's going on there. So right here, we're going to select our player, and let's see what our code is doing. So it's trying to call this, but then it's failing. So let's see, can air attack, false. So does our on landed get called? That's the most important thing. I don't think our on land is being called, which is the reason why it's not working. So let me F9 on here. Let's see. So it does get called. Now the issue is we never reset the state here, and that's because our save animations are causing it not to reset. So we're going to need to find an alternative if we want to have the anima notifies in there. So let's see if our state cleared on reset. So we never call a reset, and we either call the save light or save heavy attack. So let's open those functions. Light attack, save light attack. If we are in the attacking state, we want to clear our state before we can attack again. But the issue is that we never get to reset our can light attack. So a quick way to really fix this is, let's just make another boolean here. So let's make a boolean variable, call it b crash, and then we're going to check this here. So if we crashed, we can kind of force the reset on landed. So here it's reset or crashed. So if we on landed reset or we crashed, then we want to force the reset, and then we should clear at the end as well. Clear the variable at the end. On reset state, I don't think we need to worry too much about that. So let's give it a try. Should be working now. Not sure if it will cause any more issues. Yeah, so it's working perfectly. Pretty good. Now I also want to modify the enemy's hit reactions. So HR underscore feels a bit slow. So the blend in time is kind of slow. So I'm gonna actually set the blend in time a bit quicker. So hit 1 maybe. Speed is all right. I think the speed is at a good value for the air attacks. I think I can like set it to a lower value. So let's open up our demo. Let's see, knockback, same thing, set to 0.1. Now for this enemy knockback, we are calling the get up. We like kind of snap it in. You could do what we did with the aerial knockdown, is where we wait for completion and then we have an event, don't we? Yes, we do have a get up event. Awesome. So we actually don't need this. Get out. Get our enemy get up event. It's right around here. Very useful. So now we can also set this blend out. Same thing. 0.1. Speed, everything seems to be fine. That's been modified. The other ones on landed is fine. This one 0.15. Yep. Let's see how this looks. A lot nicer. Now for the down, I feel like it's kind of delayed a little bit, so let's drop it down like that. Let's see. So middle, probably gonna drop to 0. This is 0. See how that looks. That might need tweaking. 0.025. Can get a 0.05. And then we'll do like an exponential out. Just kind of snaps into it. Okay, there's a slight delay to that, but not too much. But it's alright. So now let's start on what we initially wanted to do in this video. We want to expand our combo system. So now that we added all our other notifies our attack, we can get started. So right here, we're gonna do some stuff on the false spin. So when our input is backwards, we're gonna launch. Of course, we have to be targeted, or we should be targeting. If we're not moving backwards, we want to check our other states. We want to check if we're moving forward. So similarly, we're gonna grab this, and we're going to check, instead of negative 0.5, we're gonna check 0.5. So we're gonna make a branch, and then plug this in. Now plug this in, and then on the false spin, we're gonna return. We're gonna return nothing, and then here we're gonna do the stinger attack. So let's make a new function, or we can just duplicate a function. So let's duplicate this function here. In our launch, we're gonna launch attack. We're gonna call it stinger attack. So the only thing we probably need to do is check the animation and play the animation. We don't need to worry too much about these variables, except for the reset of the index. So if we do perform the stinger attack in the middle of our combo, once we finish the stinger attack and you want to continue the combo again, we're gonna have to start back at 0, or restart at the beginning of the attack. Make a new variable, call it stinger montage. It's gonna be an Anna montage, and we're gonna plug this in, and that should be good for now. Now, actually, another thing, you probably want to call that buffer system. So we're gonna call buffer, and we're gonna maybe give it a buffer of 25, maybe just 15 for now, as we kind of want to have the player dash towards the enemy. So let's do that after we play the animation. So after we play the animation, I want to buffer towards the enemy. Okay, so now let's get an animation in here and see how it turns out. So in the attack here, dash attack, there you go. We're gonna create montage, call it am underscore stinger. Make sure root motion is enabled. Let's open this back up. Let's give it like a 0.15. Now let's open another anim montage just so we can see a bit of reference. We won't be needing that. We won't be needing a bit of trails. Let's pop in a trail here. So around here. Okay, nice. Now we're gonna want a collision, and the collision is gonna be a knockback. Right on here, make a knockback, and we're actually gonna increase. Actually, we're not gonna increase anything yet. If we do need to, then we could. For now, let's just leave it as is. Rotation target, that's probably the most important one. I feel like we might as well just call the rotation target here, because I kind of want the stinger attack to, the second we play the animation, we want to rotate towards the enemy instantly, you know. So let's call rotate the target here, and then call the buffer immediately before we even play the animation. So we don't need that. And notify soft lock target, we don't need that. Save light attack, save heavy attack, we do need that. This is over. So do we attack, so run around, light attack, right around here. Heavy attack should be a bit shorter. Let's copy that.
Boys.
Right there. And then save dodge. And then we also need to reset state and notify as well. So let's go down here. And there's fine. And then copy this. I also want to double check something. I feel like I have another animation for a dodge attack. So let me see if I have it. Stinger. So that's why. It's the wrong animation. No worries. We can just move the animation over. So let's see. Let's open up the other animation. So dash attack. Let's open this up in a new window. Odd, what is going on? Alright, there you go. It's weird. Okay, now stinger. This is the animation we want. So let's get rid of this one. 0.5. 1.5, there you go. That's probably why. Now we also want to move the stinger to our stinger folder. And let's open up our stinger animation. Let's modify this. Swap. Right around here. Collision doesn't happen until right around here. So our save attack should not occur until maybe around here. If it takes way further out, maybe around 90. Seems to be around 85. And then reset state should be right around here. Okay, so that is our stinger attack. Bit of confusion there, but it's alright. We got it down. So here we're just gonna search for stinger. Did I just call it stringer? It's weird. Underscore sting. So double check I named that right as well. Yep. Okay, so now that should be playing once we actually check. So let's try playing it. So if we move forward and then attack, we should play it, but we don't. But I'm assuming because we never called the function. It's stinger attack. Let's move that into a light attack, stinger attack, and then we're gonna return true. Okay, now it should be working. So if we move forward, well, that's why this one should be greater than or equal to 0.5, not less than. It should be greater than to 0.5. So now it should be working. So it does. Beautiful. A bit of weird blend out here, but that's alright. So let me see something inside the get up animation. Let's fix that a little bit. So enemy knockdown or knockback. Let's move this down all the way to like 0.9. I think it's the blend out that is causing it to do that. So let's check now. Bam. There you go. So it's working a lot nicer. Bam, 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 crash. Bam, 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 up, crash. Bam, 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 crash. Hold on. I want to see something. If I complete my light attack sequence in air, can I still crash? No, I cannot. Now that is something I actually want to do. So if I finish my light attack sequence in the air and I want to snap back to the ground as fast as possible, the quickest way is probably to perform that crasher attack. So I want to actually allow that. And so I'm pretty sure we tick the launched false when we finish the air attack. So let me double check that. No, we did not. So let me just open up our heavy attack event graph and see what's going on. So when I launch into the air, 2, 3. So I'm saving the heavy attack. So that's why. Let's hold over to the light attack for the air. So our air, light attack. I want to check the last one. The last one, I want to have a heavy attack, save heavy attack. And so what we want to do is check if the attack is being called. So we should call the save heavy attack. So let's double check. So we'll check our function, save heavy attack. Yep, so the event is saved. Call heavy attack. So let me F9 on here, see if this event gets called. Yeah, so it does get called. So F9. So now it should be working a bit better. So let's try. Oh yeah, it does work. Okay, but I think I'm calling it a lot of times. Okay, let's change that a little bit. Let's open the air combo 3 and let's shorten this a little bit. And let's change this blend out to like 0.25. I feel like because of that 0.3, it's increasing the time on that blend. Since the animation is already quite short already, it's gonna cause some issues. 3, crash. Right, yeah, so it works. Now I want to see what happens if we spam it. Okay, yeah. Nice. Bam, bam, bam. Snap to the ground. Crash. Stinger. Okay, let's give this a try on the bigger screen. 1, 2, 3, crash. Bam. Bam, bam. Alright, nice. So it's working. Now, next thing I want to do is do a dodge attack, similar to Nier Automata, how they do it. Just simply, if you dodge and you hit the attack button, it plays a dodge attack animation. So in the dodge, let's see. If we're in the attacking state, we save the dodge. But if we are in the, let's see. So here's what I'm gonna do. Inside our light attack, we're gonna check something here. So if we are not in the attacking state, I want to check if we are in the dodging state. So if I dodge and attack, we should be firing this, but then this variable should be blocking it. So let's double check that. Let's dodge and attack. Yeah, that's correct. What we're going to do here is we're actually make a branch. And what we're going to do is check if our state is equal to the dodging state. So if it is equal to the dodging state, then you want to make a variable to store that we are going to perform the dodge attack. Let's pull this down. What we're going to do is make a boolean here. Let's call it B dodge attack. It's going to be boolean. And we're going to set it true. Now what we're going to do is inside the dodge animation, so let's search for dodge montage. See, there's a save dodge. What we also want to add is a save light attack. So it's save light attack and notify. So what we want to do is save light attack right around here. And so when we save our light attack, it will call our save light attack function. So let's open that up. here's what we want to do. We want to, instead of checking for this first, we want to check our dodge, as it will never save the light attack, instead it'll save the dodge. So let's do that. So let's grab our variables, grab the new dodge attack variable, plug that in, and everything else will be called off the false pin, but this specific dodge animation will be called off the true pin. What we want to do first is make a function to actually perform the dodge attack. So we can grab a stinger attack, change it to call it dodge attack. Similarly, want to rotate target, buffer it, and then play the animation. Let's make a dodge attack animation montage variable. So dodge attack montage. This should be a type montage. And let's plug this in. Awesome. Now we also want to reset the variables. Yeah, so everything seems to be working. Let's change this. Okay, now if you didn't change this on your other functions, I recommend you do so. It'll be easy to figure out why your certain things aren't working the way they're supposed to. Let's head over to our dodge animation. So let's go to animations, or dodge attack animation, not our dodge animation. So it'll be our my dash attack. We're going to create montage. So let's am underscore dash attack. And let's open it up another attack animation. Let's just copy some of the notifies that we know that we would need. We're going to need a save light attack without a question. So let's actually grab the trails and the collision, just so I get a sense of when the attack is being called. So then I can get a good sense of where should the player be allowed to perform the next attack. So right on there, let's grab the notify for weapon collision. I'm also going to make it knockback, so we need to change that in a second. Around here, knockback. So here, we're actually going to move this down, maybe right on here. We're going to need the heavy. Now, for my particular system, I don't want to encourage the player to go to dodge out of this, and so I'm not going to add the save dodge. But if you want to, you can more than welcome to do so. But for me personally, I don't want the player to dodge attack and then dodge again, or dodge cancel the dodge attack. So I'm not going to add a save dodge attack. I'm going to keep it as is for now. So all that pretty good. I'm going to change the blend out time a little bit, maybe increase the speed just by a little bit. Now let's plug this in. Stinger, dodge, montage should be dash attack. So let's give this a try, and it should work. Okay, we never called the function. That's probably why it's not working. Hold on, let's call the function. Right here, we're going to call the dodge attack function after we set the variable to false. Now another thing is, if the player does want to dodge, like dodge cancel instead of dodge attack, let's open our dodge animation real quick. I want to double check something. Search dodge montage, that up. So the save dodge is actually lower, so never mind. I'm going to keep it as is for now. Yeah, so it works. Now there's a bit of an issue here, and that's the rotation, I'm pretty sure, because you saw that there was a bit of camera snapping. What we want to do instead is make sure we stop all timeline before we play this. Stop all timeline. Reset timelines, that should be it. So we're going to stop all our timelines before we play the other animate timelines. There you go, it's much better. It's a bit better. I wouldn't say it's completely perfect though. It's a lot better actually. So I also want to increase the buffer just a tad bit. maybe to like 25 or even 30. Nice. So our dodge attack's working. There's a bit of camera snapping a little bit. It's probably because this is being called way too close to these. If we call it really early on, maybe that might help. Because we need to clear every timeline regardless of what it is. So let's see, we have a soft lock rotation reset, stop buffer. Yeah, so let's see, stop buffer does stop the animation. So yeah, everything should be better here. Step check. Yeah, I don't think I see that issue anymore. Nice, so everything seems to be working. The next thing I want to work on is the charge attack. So let's head over to our attack event graph, and we're going to make add some functionality here. So on triggered, so we can do this a couple of different ways. We can either have the attack functionality call when we let go of the input, or we can have it play the charge attack once it's finished charging, but we still play the first attack first. So you either have to charge the attack and not play in a normal attack, or you play a normal attack and then play the charged after. I guess I'm going to go for that approach. So we're going to make a new custom event here. Call it charge attack. And we're going to set a timer here. So the first thing we want to do is set a timer by event. And then this would be our charge time. So we're going to promote this as a variable called charge time. Here we're going to make we create an event, and then we select our event that we made just a moment ago, charged attack. So basically, once we hit the input, it starts to run the timer, and if the timer is successfully completed, it will set the variables needed to play the charge attack. On the canceled, so when we either cancel or stop the input, we want to stop the timer. So we want to stop timer. Clear timer by function name. We're going to plug this both for the completed and for the canceled. Take a reroute node here. And we're just going to plug this function name right in here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to need a Boolean variable. So we're going to call this b charge attack, and we're going to set that true here. And then we want to grab our saved light attack. So here in the attack, light attack, save light attack, and we want to save that. Mark that as true as well. Now here in determine desired attack, we are going to do a couple things. You can either check on, so the charge attack should take priority. It doesn't matter if we're targeting or not. These are more of targeting related functions. Charge attack should be able to work without targeting, so we should put that before this targeting check. So we're going to make a branch, and we're going to grab the charge attack. If it is true, then we'll do the charge attack functionality. If it's not true, then we play or we should check the rest. So let's make another function called charged attack, which we could just copy another one, or one of these ones, stinger attack, duplicate that, call it charged attack. And right here, instead of stinger montage, we're going to need a new montage, call it charged attack montage, and then we can just plug in and replace it here. on the edges. Right there, boom. It's right here. No charge, attack, more charge. And everything else should stay the same. Yeah, so everything should stay the same. If we play charge attack, we should start back at our original index. So yeah, now let's head back over to that determine attack. We're going to plug in our function after we clear the variable. So this, we want to clear it, and then charged attack, we should call that, and then we need to return. And we should return true. That should do it for now. Another thing is we should clear all our variables when we reset light attack. So on reset light attack, we should also clear our charged attack functionality here. Clear this variable. Now let's set up a charged attack animation. Set up content, assets, animations, attacks, light attack stinger, combo dash, light attack, combo extender. For the charged attack, I think I'm gonna reuse one of my animations. I'm gonna reuse this one. So I'm gonna do that. So it's my first combo starter, or my extender, my first combo extender. I'm gonna use it for the charge attack as well. So I'm gonna make a separate anim montage, call it, or we can just duplicate it. So let's just duplicate this one so we can remove or modify anything, and call it charged attack. Let's plug this in real quick to our charge attack montage. Let's open this up. So a couple things we want to change: allow rotation, soft lock. Yeah, I'm probably going to shorten this a little bit because it is a charge attack. It's probably gonna take a bit longer to clear up. Same with the dodge. I might push it back a little bit, but not all the way. So yeah, let's give it a test, see how it works. So the attack was not saved, or the montage was not called. That's because we didn't have a time. So let's set to like 0.25, so a quarter of a second, and then we set the variables, and it didn't go off. Let's head over to our light attack event and see what's going on. So let's hit F9 on here, or we could just play it right here. Just set the also it's calling on the completed, so let's close off of that. See, so how would he cancel this? Ongoing, completed. So let's open up our attack input action, blueprints, inputs, and then it's over to light attack. We should have a trigger. Oh, pressed. So this should be, yeah, it should be pressed. So when it's pressed, it's completed, boom. And then when it's canceled, ongoing, input valid, triggered. Let's open up the debugger and see what's going on. And input. Okay, so it gets completed, but then the complete node is constantly spamming it. Now there could be a way we can fix this by either changing the input action, but it doesn't really make sense why this is happening. So let's see. Ongoing, completed, started, canceled. See, input action value. Let's do a branch here, and let's see which pin it calls off of. Select true here. It says call off the true pin. So it calls off the false pin. So let's see this. So it does call out the false pin even if I'm holding in the input. And even if I let go, it will still call the false pin. Yeah. So we really do have to change this. So maybe we could just delete the triggers. And then let's check it one more time. Now if you hold the input, it would force, you can just constantly just play animation by holding input, and I don't like that. So what I'm going to do instead is do a do once node. And then on reset it is going to be on canceled or on completed. But either way, we're going to make a sequence node. So both of these, both the completed and the canceled, will have a sequence node, and it'll call the reset first, and then it'll do the clearing of the timer. So that's an alternative solution to it. Now let's see if it works. Okay, works. Now if I let go, everything gets cleared. Nice. So what we can do to our charge attack, if we click and hold, hit normal attack and then charge attack. Nice. Everything is working as is. Now I want to do some extensive testing here. Could be some chance that it's gonna fail on us somewhere. Charge attack doesn't get called. Okay. Okay. Okay, so you can cancel the instead of playing the light attack when you're playing heavy and you hit the light attack, instead of playing the combo extender, if you hold it, it'll play the charge attack instead, which I do like, so I'm going to keep it. So everything seems to be working as of now. If there's any issues, I will address it as I come along to it. So I think this will mark the end of this video. See you guys in the next one.